Hi everybody, welcome to your Thursday writing lesson with Miss Paul. I'm so excited to see you guys. Well, I wish I really could see you guys. I'm looking at a video right now, but I hope you're having a great week. I know that this is tough, but you know what? You guys are tough too, so hang in there. We're gonna get through it together, okay? So yesterday we read the story, We're All Wonders, right? One of my favorites. If you chose that the writing that was in that story was narrative, you got it right. If you chose expository, that's okay. That's why we're learning. I want you to be able to understand the difference between narrative writing and and expository. So remember, narrative always tells a story. And that's what he was telling us yesterday in his story. He was telling us how he felt. He was telling us what him and his dog Daisy do whenever they're feeling down with the helmets. So it was a story, an experience. So that's what made it narrative, right? So today, here is our text. It's called The Other Side by Jacqueline Woodson, and it's illustrated by E.B. White. So as we're listening to this story today, I want you thinking about what kind of writing is the author using. Are they using narrative or is it expository? And then also, do you notice anything about their writing? Do they do anything kind of over and over again? Do you see any strategies or techniques that the author used? I want you listening out for that, okay? So we're gonna read through this, and then after this video, I'll ask you to complete our Google form for today's assignment. All right, guys, let's get started. This is called The Other Side. All right, here we go. That summer, the fence that stretched through our town seemed bigger. We lived in a yellow house on one side of it. White people lived on the other. And Mama said, "Don't climb over that fence when you play." She said it wasn't safe. So if you guys can see the illustration, do you guys see the fence right there? Dividing the two homes. That summer, there was a girl who wore a pink sweater. Each morning, she climbed up on that fence and stared over at our side. Sometimes I stared back. She never sat on that fence with anybody. That girl didn't. So I'm gonna zoom in here. Can you see her back there on the fence? That's who she's looking at. Once, when we were jumping rope, she asked if she could play, and my friend Sandra said no, without even asking the rest of us. I don't know what I would have said. Maybe yes, maybe no. What do you think you would have said? That summer, everyone and everything on the other side of that fence seemed far away. When I asked my mama why, she said, because that's the way things have always been. Sometimes when me and Mama went into town, I saw that girl with her mama. She looked sad sometimes, that girl did. Don't stare, my mama said. It's not polite. It rained a lot that summer. On rainy days, that girl sat on the fence in a raincoat. She let herself get all wet and acted like she didn't even care. Sometimes I saw her dancing around in puddles, splashing and laughing. Mama wouldn't let me go out in the rain. That's why I bought you rainy day toys, my mama said. You stay inside here where it's warm and safe and dry. But every time it rained, I looked for that girl, and I always found her somewhere near that fence. Somewhere in the middle of the summer, the rain stopped. When I walked outside, the grass was damp and the sun was already high up in the sky. And I stood there with my hands up in the air. I felt brave that day. I felt free. Finally, she gets to go outside after all that rain. I got close to the fence and to that girl. She asked me my name. Clover, I said. My name's Annie, she said. Annie Paul. I live over yonder, she said, by where you see the laundry. That's my blouse hanging on the line. She smiled then. She had a pretty smile. And then I smiled, and we stood there looking at each other, smiling. It's nice up on this fence, Annie said. You can see all over. I ran my hands along the fence. I reached up and touched the top of it. A fence like this was made for sitting on, Annie said. She looked at me sideways. My mama says I shouldn't go on the other side, I said. My mama says the same thing, but she never said nothing about sitting on it. Neither did mine, I said. That summer, me and Annie sat together on that fence, and when Sandra and them looked at me funny, I just made believe I didn't care. Some mornings, my mama watched us. I waited for her to tell me to get down from the fence before I break my neck or something, but she never did. I see you made a new friend, she said one morning, and I nodded and Mama smiled. That summer, me and Annie sat on that fence and we watched the whole wide world around us. One day, Sandra and them were jumping rope near the fence and we asked if we could play. I don't care, Sandra said, and then we jumped. Sandra and me were partners the way we used to be. When we were too tired to jump anymore, we sat up on that fence, all of us, in a long line. Look how tired they are, all that jumping rope during the summer. Someday, somebody's going to come along and knock this old fence down, Annie said. And I nodded, yeah. And I said, someday. The end. All right, so that was The Other Side by Jacqueline Woodson. I wonder what you guys thought about whenever you first read it or heard the title. Because just from the front cover alone, you guys can see the giant fence here, and then you can see there's a little girl standing on the other side. That's our story for today. So what do you guys think? It's telling a story, so it has to be narrative. That's right. So this was a narrative piece. She was telling us a story about her summer, about what happened on that fence that she was never supposed to go across. But they never told her that she couldn't sit on top. So she got to sit there and make a new friend. I think it's amazing. So, all right, guys, check out the Google form for today. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I love you. I'll see you in small group. Bye.